Welcome back. Stop, Talk, and Roll, episode 207. Your number one show of Jiu-Jitsu analysis on YouTube. Today we have myself in the black gi and Jonathan the white gi. Jonathan wanted to play some mount defense. He wants to work on his mount defense, so I will happily oblige. We'll put myself over here, and let's get started. All right, so I'm starting at the mount. I showed him the kipping escape the other day, so I think he's trying to do that. I wouldn't hold on to my belt per se when you do this, Jonathan. I would create a frame, so you put one in and then you reinforce it. Okay, but good job already. You're already kind of getting me off mount. I use the butterfly hook to reestablish, get back on. I'll show that again in a second, and then Jonathan puts one hand in between. You definitely don't want to do that. I am pinching my knees right now, so he can't get that arm back. Oh, but he gets in both, and I'm afraid of the mirror. This is really good. Yep, and you're up. Good job. I'm just trying to be a pain at the end, but great job. That's so you never want to have just one arm in. Where we go? You never want to have just one arm in. That's bad. But two arms, that's good. So that's fine. What was happening here is sometimes, like, the way I play anyways, the way I see top position is it's all interconnected, right? Like, I get that there's points involved and like there's the flow of the match and whatnot, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm still on top of the opponent, that's what matters. That's what matters, right? So I'm starting off in mount and I'm going to a shin mount just for a second. I actually almost get completely thrown off the side control, but I can use that to be super heavy on my head, readjust my feet, use my legs to pummel, right? So I'm almost out. Like, I'm basically out. So I keep it together. Look, I get this hook in. That's the important thing. I use this to shift his hips, get my knee back across, and then work my way back into a mount. Okay, that's when his hand pops in, and that's all she wrote into the next part. All right, and we're talking. Okay, so we're over here now. I might be off. Our heads might be off camera for a second, but we are in there. All right, so I'm on mount. Hands are in tight again, so that framed on my hip situation. And lifting is like, this is good for if he's going to try to bump and roll, which I felt him starting to want to do, which is why I stuck those in. And then just go for a collar choke. It's gi for a reason. So I have one hand in, both his hands are down here, defending low. Nothing's to stop my hand. Take the choke. All right, reset. Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened with the camera. Like, the app wasn't working for me to zoom out, so I hope we don't go off. Okay, good, nice. So here I went up to a one leg up, one knee up situation. And this is good when the guy turns into you, so you can block his hands from coming in underneath. So you basically just fill up the gap where your leg comes up. If we pop into the situation again, I'll show it. But you just block them from being able to hip escape at that point. He's got me in 3/4 mounts, but I don't consider this an escape when doing mount positional. It's 3/4 mount for a reason. And I'm actually putting him in a half Nelson right now, get him over, and then a rear naked choke. Let's see if I can show that at all. Let's see. Okay, so my hand's here. So, okay, it's a little off camera. I apologize, guys. Hopefully one day I'll have like a dedicated cameraman. That'd be very cool. Or you guys will submit stuff to me. It'll be all good. So, I drive this arm behind his head and then in front of his armpit right here. And that lets me drive his head to the mat. It's a half Nelson, right? So you can see my hands in here, right? And I drive his head to the mat, and then from there I hit a rear naked choke. Okay, let's see. Mount. All right, so he goes to push. So another thing is I'll just mount over the legs and take my time. So I'm keeping my goal right now. I've talked about this a bunch recently, is keep his feet off the floor. If he can't put his feet on the floor, he's not getting out, right? So my goal right now, I'm just shelving his feet, staying above his knees. So his knees are like pinned together. I'm pinching my knees together and being very heavy on his legs. And then, I'm going to start bugging. Ideally, what I want to get is control back on the head, so a cross face. Or if he tries to prop up, I would grab his arm underneath. Either way, I'm just trying to get some kind of control to work my way back up. If I remember correctly, I don't think I do. So this is not something that you rush. You just take your time. I think I might see an opening soon. Yeah, so he's doing a really good job. This is the right thing to do as far as keeping my knees from progressing up. He keeps addressing them. But that lets me get that cross face. I work my way back up. Pinching. Guys, this is huge too. See how my foot is pinned against his leg, right? So that's keeping his foot from coming up. Jonathan's doing the right things in regards to trying to escape. Turning on his side, that's important. Making sure my knees don't come back up to maintain position, right? So these are the right things. Just keep practicing. Kudos to Jonathan. He came in and he's like, dude, I got to get out of mount. I got to work on this. And he's just grabbing everyone, having buddy mount him. That's awesome. I wish I had that discipline when I started. Luckily, I was bad and everyone was huge, so I didn't really have a choice. And I had to learn mount. But it's cool that you have the discipline and the choice, because if I wouldn't have chosen this path, I'm glad I went down it, because now I feel really comfortable escaping mount. It's definitely the right thing to do. But good for you to actually have the desire to do this. Dom's another one that did this well, so shout out to Dom. It's definitely a good look. Definitely, being safe in bad positions, being comfortable in bad positions is huge. That's what ultimately gets you better at jiu-jitsu and lets you progress. Please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. I get these episodes out every morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. And if you want to be on the show, please check out the description below. We'll get you on here. Please. I would love to look at some different mats, see some different people on here, give some different advice, learn some new things. I learned from these so much. This is incredible how much better I've gotten in jiu-jitsu in the last 6 months. A huge part of it because of just being able to sit down and review these rounds. All right. Have a lovely day.